New videos every day. Psyche Truth. Life, wisdom.
Hi, my name is Mira Hoffman, and we're on video 5 of our 8-part series of 50 massage moves for the back. So in this video, we're actually going to be using a little bit of lotion, which I'm really excited about. I like working with lotion. So we're going to go ahead and get a little bit of lotion, cream or oil, whatever you want to work with. And we're going to gently, using nice open palms, apply that to the full length of the back. Working all the way down to the hips and sacrum. And then slowly returning, coming back to the tops of the shoulders. We're gonna do this nice Swedish effleurage move. So effleurage is just a fancy term for gently gliding down the back. I'm gonna do this a couple times, making some nice full elongated strokes to warm up the back. And while we're warming up the back, I wanted to know, who is your favorite massage therapist on Psyche Truth? So leave us a comment and let us know. Maybe it's me, maybe it's Athena, maybe it's Jen Hellman, or one of our other many great massage therapists. I want to know, who's your favorite? Who do you think is the best? Maybe even tell me why. So again, doing one more long stroke down the back. And then we're going to come to one side and we're going to ring up the side. So we're going to alternate our hands. So coming down to the base of the back, we're going to alternately press the hands down the sides. This is called ringing up the side. And this is our 28th move in the series. So if you are tuning in to our first video, you may notice that this looks kind of similar to what we were doing before. But there's a couple differences. Both hands are moving. And we're using lotion this time, so a little bit of a different feeling for the recipient. And we can repeat that move, bringing the hands back down to the base of the spine. And again, alternating the hands, really focusing both on the downstroke and the upstroke. So as you pull up, kind of scooping the muscles with you. And the hand that's moving down, really applying pressure, starting on the far side of the spine. And then working out towards the table. Coming all the way to the tops of the shoulders. And all the way out to the neck. We're going to bring both hands in effleurage down the sides of the spine again. And when you reach the low back, we're really going to flush out the low back. So I'm going to work on applying pressure. Really maybe doing some circles to open up this low back. Really just targeting all those muscles down in that low back area. And then coming back to the tops of the shoulders. Lift the raj down again, choosing nice open palms here. And we're going to come to the far side to ring out the opposite side of the back. Again, focusing on both hands, applying pressure, whether you're scooping towards yourself or pressing away. And just making sure to avoid grasping too closely around the ribs, especially as you work further up into the upper back. Pressing out along the shoulders, you can scoot back around. And then coming up off the neck. And then we're going to flush out the low back on this other side. So really just applying pressure towards this other side of the low back. You can also do some circles around that outer hip area. And then bringing the hands back. Up off the top of the shoulders. And I just like to kind of end each stroke with coming out over the top of the shoulders. I think it gives a nice sense of completion to your work. We're going to knead up the erectors for this next move. So really scooping, like you're scooping up the erectors. So almost as if you're kneading a piece of dough. Kind of want to pull those erectors away from the spine a little bit. You can see Corey's back's getting some goosebumps. Probably means it feels pretty good. Either that or she's cold. So maybe check with your partner, just so you can better understand what their sensations and body responses mean. And we'll come back down and knead out the other side. So again, it's almost like you kind of have little C's that you're making with your hands. Really working to try and scoop the erectors, the muscles that run along the spine, up and away from the spine. Coming all the way up off the top of the shoulders. And back up. another name for kneading is petrissage. So that's what we were just doing. And now we're coming back to our slow, long effleurage. We were working on the erectors. We're going to continue doing a little bit of work. So this may look similar to some of the stuff we were doing on the earlier videos. And for this move number 30, we're going to be strumming the erectors. So before we were kind of applying pressure with our thumb and just melting in. That was without lotion, so we could kind of stick. But now with the lotion, the tendency is for your thumbs to kind of roll or strum. Over the erectors. So you can see I'm kind of like gathering the muscle, pressing into it with my thumbs, and then it kind of rolls over the meaty point as we work our way towards the spine. Applying pressure and rolling over. And again, just checking with your partner. Does this feel good to them? Do they want more or less pressure? And then we're going to get into kind of smaller movements as we get up into the neck. So that rolling or strumming is very minute. And coming all the way up to the base of the skull, working a little bit more into those suboccipitals. Really working gently over those muscles. Effleuraging down the back again. Progressively applying a little bit more pressure each time I do this. Working out the hips. And then using our thumbs, you can apply pressure perpendicular to the erectors. Strumming over them. Feeling each little muscle fiber as you work towards the spine. And that cross pressure direction feels really good. If you notice an area is particularly tight, you may just want to stay there and do this move a couple times. And try and control the strum too, so it's not out of control or feeling like it's happening too quickly. You want it to feel safe to your receiver. So it's just a nice slow roll. Do you find somebody who's really tight? Their muscles may be a little bit more wiry or taut, so it may strum a little bit quicker in those areas. So just make sure that you're checking in and communicating so that what you're doing feels good both to you and to your partner. Coming up into the neck. Doing the same thing, just kind of melting in towards the spine. Coming all the way into the suboccipital muscles. You can do a few of those circles that we learned in our third video. Down the back one more time. Just to give both sides of the back a sense of fullness, a sense of completion. Turn, stroke down and out the shoulders. And back out the neck. So again, my name was Mira Hoffman. And this was the 5th video in our 8-part series of 50 massage moves for the back. Make sure to favorite it so you can come and follow along in the future. And subscribe to the Psyche Truth YouTube channel. We have thousands of videos to help support your journey into health and wellness. Thank you.
New videos every day. Psyche Truth. Life, wisdom.
Hi, my name is Mira Hoffman, and this is video 6 of our 8-part series on the 50 best massage moves for the back. Make sure you favorite it so you can follow along with a partner. So we're picking up where we left off from our last video, and we've already applied a little bit of lotion to the back. I'm going to go ahead and take my thumbs and do some nice circle friction and melting into the erectors. And this move is our 30-second move, so we're almost to the end stretch here. You can see that as I'm working down the back, I'm going really nicely and slowly, almost working directly alongside of the spine. And as I'm taking my thumbs, melting into the erectors, this is kind of an opposite move or a counter move. to the strumming up the erectors that we were doing before in the last video. And you can see that I don't have any nail polish on right now, but Corey has some really beautiful nail color. A nice black color with some silver, orangish kind of glitter at the tips. And I wanted to know, because I had had some comments in my past videos, if you think it's distracting for me to wear nail polish during my video shoots, or if you like it. You can see that I also have a little turquoise color on my toenails. So I like to wear colors on my hands, but I'm curious what you think, if you like the nail polish or would prefer it without. I'm just doing a nice little return stroke, coming back up to the top of the shoulders. We're going to do the thumb circles one more time. And this time the focus is really on melting it a little bit deeper. And working very completely, so working the full length of the back. And this next move that I'm going to show you, I'm really excited about. It's one of my favorite moves in the whole sequence, so stay tuned as we continue doing these nice slow circles down the erectors. You can see that I'm melting in with the pad of my thumb. Really working, pulling the erectors away from the spine. Working all the way down to the hips and sacrum. And this move is continuing into our next move, which is some circles on the sacrum. So you're welcome to do these circles simultaneously or alternatingly, like we were doing before. And basically the goal is to just start near where the spine comes in, or the midline, and then make a large circle out to the edge of the sacrum. So starting at the midline and circling out. And then in your sacrum you have these little holes. They're supposed to be there. It's for the nerves to pass through. And these little holes or orifices create little divots that you can melt your thumbs into, and it feels really good to apply pressure on. So using both thumbs kind of towards the edge of the sacrum, I'm just applying pressure downward and in. It just feels like a little valley that your thumb naturally wants to go into. So kind of just hold it when you're there. You can work a little bit lower. And if you find that you're working with somebody who's a little bit more modest, you can come up over the sheet. And you're really just feeling for the small little holes. Let your thumbs melt into them. And this is kind of similar to when we were doing just pressure down the sacrum, kind of opening up the low back. But using your thumbs instead of your palms. to open up this low back area a little bit more by doing some nice figure 8. Movements, so making a nice full circle around the hips and out the opposite hip. So working a little bit into the glutes more here. Just below the hip. And you can change directions. So really making some nice full movements coming down as close to the edge of the table as possible. And really melting in with your palms. And see how when I scoop up, the hip is kind of moving off the table a little bit. And returning back to center. And kind of just opening up the low back again, pressing away and down. We're going to make a little rocking horse kind of movement. So using your first finger and middle finger, place it on either side of the spine. We're going to gently walk or drag your fingers up towards the head. So this is a nice sensation. Just kind of stepping each hand behind the other, but slowly making upward movement progress. Working nice and slow. Again, the slower that you do these moves, the more relaxing it is. The faster you do these moves, the more invigorating it feels, the more stimulating it is. Coming all the way up the neck. All the way to the base of the spine, skull. We're going to take our effleurage move down one more time. We're going to help try and release the quadratus lumborum, so it's also called the QL. This muscle attaches into the hip and then also into the spine. It kind of makes this quadrant sort of shape. So what I'm doing is I'm actually kind of scooping my fingers in, and then I'm feeling for those areas that feel tense, kind of resisting against me. And I'm just leaning my weight back to help apply pressure. So as I'm slowly pulling my fingers towards the spine, kind of pausing in any areas that feel tense. Really taking your time here. Now we're working a little bit more into the erectors because we're closer to the spine. And we can repeat that again, kind of coming up and scooping towards us, working a little bit higher on QL. This feels really nice. We're going to continue that move, kind of pulling towards the spine, and then when you get to the spine, we're going to push away. So curling the fingers towards, scooping up the erectors. You can see how it kind of strummed over it there. Pushing the fingertips in. Push the erectors outwards to the sides. Scooping towards, pressing out and away. And just continuing that motion up through, working all the way up the top of the spine. The neck. Effleuraging down the spine again. Doing the same thing for the other side. We're going to scoop and really pull the fingers towards us. And when we reach the muscle belly, the area that feels tight, we're going to pause. Continuing to pull the fingers towards the spine, letting them gather up any muscles that feels. And when you reach the spine, pressing with the fingertips out and away, coming to scoop up the erectors now. Continue this movement of rolling and rocking over the spine and erectors. Working our way all the way up to the top of the neck. If you find an area that's really tight, feel free to stay there. Work that area out a little bit more thoroughly. So working through this shoulder now. Now off the top of the shoulder, at the top of the spine. And give a nice long effleurage down the back to close. Just giving a nice sense of completion and balance. Pulling up off the top of the shoulders into the neck, scooping up towards the occiput. Give some nice little circles at the top of the neck there. So that was move number 37. We still have 13 more to go, so make sure to stay tuned for our next videos, where we go over the rest of those 50 moves for the back. So again, my name is Mira Hoffman, and you can find out more about me and my practice at mirahoffman.com. Make sure to favorite this video so you can come back and watch it again with your partner. And leave us a comment, let us know what you'd like to see more of, if there's any areas you'd like us to focus on. And subscribe to the Psyche Truth YouTube channel. We make thousands of videos to support your journey to health and wellness. Thank you.
New videos every day. Psyche Truth. Life, wisdom.
Hi, my name is Mira Hoffman, and this is video 7 in our 8-part massage moves for the back. We've been covering 50 techniques, so make sure you favorite this video so you can follow along with us. So in this video, we're going to be focusing on using some techniques that require lotion for the shoulders and neck. So I went ahead and put a little bit of lotion on my hands, and you can see that I'm kind of just cupping underneath the shoulder here as I make some circular effleurage moves around the shoulder. And Corey has been such a great model for us today as we've been filming all these different massage videos. And I was curious if y'all had a favorite massage model, whether you like Corey, or maybe your preference is for Karina, or possibly even Katrina. And just leave us a comment, let us know who you like best, who you'd like to see more of. So as I am doing this circular motion, I'm really putting a lot of intention and effort into coming all the way up the shoulder, out the top of the shoulder. So really working on those meaty parts of the neck muscles and the back muscles, and then looping around. So what you're doing is you're just opening up these muscles, getting some nice circulation going. If I were to do it a little bit faster, then you get some nice friction. And I tend to go a little bit slower because I like nice relaxing massage. And you can even effleurage out the scapula. So just doing some nice gentle sweeping. And for our 39th move, we're actually going to petrissage or knead infraspinatus. and the teres muscles. So those are the muscles on the back of the shoulder. Kind of smaller muscles. They may be bigger if you're working on somebody that works out a lot, or maybe it's a guy. So you really want to start petrissaging from on top of the shoulder blade, coming out to the side of the arm here. You can even pick up some of the deltoid if you want. Coming out the arm, really opening up that part of the back. Make a couple of passes because these muscles are kind of small and can get kind of tight and wiry. Plus it just feels really good. And then we did some petrissage or kneading. And now, just like we were doing before, we're going to kind of strum or try and pin those muscles down. So working from the outer edge of the scapula, kind of directioning up towards the head. Make a couple passes, just working all the way out to the edge of the shoulder. You can even do some circles on top of these muscles. Working just thoroughly following them, so almost as if you're tracing a path from there to there, from the edge of the scapula out. Come back and do some nice circles and effleurage. And then we can even petrissage and knead the top of the shoulders. So really focusing on kind of scooping and lifting those neck muscles up and away. And then coming all the way up to the neck. Petrissage up the neck. Coming all the way to the base of the spine, the base of the skull. And then we're going to sandwich our hands, so stacking one hand on top of the other. We're going to press an effleurage all the way down the spine. And coming back out on top. And working our way back to the neck. And do the same thing for the other side. So go ahead and just scoop underneath the front of the shoulder and just kind of create a nice little cup landing for your receiver. I'm going to take a little bit of lotion in my hands and make some nice circles here. So really focusing on melting your weight, your hand to the muscles between the scapula and the spine. coming up over the top. And then you can also effleurage out the side, so sweeping your hand up and out. And we're going to petrissage or knead. The back muscles, the muscles that run on the scapula, so infraspinatus, and teres major and minor. You can see I'm kind of picking up a little bit more. The muscle bellies here, getting a bigger scoop. And really just working the full length of those muscles. And we can come and strum across those muscles. So using your thumbs to apply pressure downwards as you work towards the head. You'll hit the spinous process of the scapula. And when you do, you can just kind of back out. And you can even melt into any areas that feel tight using your thumbs. Really working nice and slow here. Effleuraging out the top of the shoulders. You can also petrissage on top of the shoulders, so scooping and kneading. Really feeling any areas that might be tight. And then we're going to knead all the way up the neck. Like a little cat with her kitten. And then, just like we did before, we're going to take our hand and sandwich them on top of each other and press all the way down the length of the spine. Kind of carrying that energy that we just worked out. Distributing it out the back. And for our 42nd move, I'm going to do some nice cross effleurage. So one hand is going to go down the back as the other hand comes up off the shoulders. And then you're going to reverse, dragging one hand up as you move the other one down towards the hips. And again, alternating hands. You can do this for a couple of rounds. Working all the way off the top of the shoulder, all the way out the edge of the hip. And then when you're ready to come back, bringing your top hand up the shoulders and your bottom hand returning it to the top of the shoulders as well. And coming up the neck. Do a little bit of circular motions that we talked about in the earlier video. And then closing with one basic Apsara stroke. Down the back. And if you've been going nice and slow, your partner may even be asleep right now. So that brings us through 42 moves. We still have 8 more to go. Again, my name is Mira Hoffman. You can find out more about me and my practice at mirahoffman.com. Make sure to favorite this video so you can come back and follow along. And subscribe to the Psyche Truth YouTube channel. We have thousands of videos to support your journey into health and wellness. Thank you.